I am a dual citizen, born and raised in Australia, but legally and genetically 50% of me comes from Germany. I know that I have a German story, but I don't know what it is.
I am driving to the Central Coast this afternoon in order to interview my Uber.
I know that he's had a life filled with interesting stories from boarding school to immigrating to Germany post-war, and I'm very excited to hear about it. So I sat down and I listened. I looked through photos and I asked questions so that I would be able to tell the story right.
I would like to introduce you to the star of my story.
Hello, I'm Gerhard Heinrich Wenninger.
I might.
The year was 1944 and the war was an all-time high. Pain and suffering littered the countries around the world. However,
in the midst of all the pain, there was love. On the 27th of May in 1944, Elizabeth and Heinrich were married.
they faced many challenges, including Heinrich being a prisoner of war from the Americans.
Despite these challenges, they prospered. And in June of 1946, Elizabeth gave birth to a beautiful baby boy, Gerhard Wenninger, as well as opened up a store. The store had great success selling textiles, and Heinrich used to go around on his motorbike with the trailer to sell to the farmers nearby.
Due to the success, they decided they wanted to give Gerhard the best opportunity, which in their eyes was boarding school. However, the shocking part is he was only 4 years old.
Every morning at 5 a.m. they would walk from the school to the church. This was done no matter whether it was snowing or raining.
In the Mass, they would pray to Jesus. However, because he was freezing cold in the middle of winter, he would have his hands like this, and he would get in so much trouble for the nuns for doing a fist to Jesus.
Boarding school was not a very loving place. It was very strict and stern. However, there was one nun, Edwalda, who was very kind to Gerhard. Once a year, she would send a letter home to his family, telling them about how he was doing and what he was enjoying. This particular nun made life much better. Although my family lived 50 kilometers away, I thought they lived at the end of the world because of how rarely they came to see me. Although one holiday he always spent at home was Christmas. This is because Christmas is very special in Germany. Christmas is celebrated on Christmas Eve. This is one of the traditions that we have continued on.
I'll never give up. I guess it's half time and the other half.
Australians wanted Europeans to move and were offering them enticing deals, including money and a little booklet full of facts and a little bit of lies about Australia.
So he packed his bag and headed for Australia.
However, when he arrived, there was a huge amount of racism.
He wasn't allowed to join particular clubs or groups.
One memory that really stuck with him is when he tried to join the rifle club in Sydney, but they said no, we are not teaching a German how to shoot. This quite upset him because at that point he had become an Australian citizen and he wasn't even alive when the war had happened.
However, this is not to say it might not have gone both ways.
During his first week in Australia, he met Rhonda. They were madly in love.
However, they had to wait till he was 21 to get married because his parents saw her as bad blood, as they believed that all Australians came from convicts. Although he had a strong German history, in order to become an Australian citizen, you have to swear allegiance to the Queen, and Germany believes if you do this, you are no longer swearing allegiance to them anymore.
To preserve his German heritage, he ensured that each of us became German citizens before he gave up his own citizenship. Though he can no longer lay claim to it personally, his German legacy endures through the 16 members of our family, forged from his immigration to Australia.